Hi guys, and welcome to another kit review. So today we're having a look at what I would say would be a classic bread and butter model kit from Tamiya. Okay, 1/35 scale. It is their 7.5 centimeter Pak 40 L46 anti-tank gun. This kit originally came out in 1975, and it is an ongoing reissue since then. Still being made today. Alright, still available, fairly cheap. All model manufacturers have a bread and butter line, and this is part of Tamiya's. I'm pretty sure that just about anyone who's ever made a 35th scale model, military model I should say, has made one of these. Okay, so I picked this one up recently, brand new. Cost me about $9 Australian, so that's how cheap they really are. Anyway, enough of me babbling. Let's have a look at the box. Classic Tamiya. Okay, picture of the actual weapon in action. You do get 3 crew with this one. Okay, like I said, classic Tamiya, white background. You can always tell a classic Tamiya's. Alright. Okay, so, yep, the gun's in action. We've all seen this picture before. On the sides, so, we've got advertising for Pak 35-36, 25 pounder, 6 pounder anti-tank gun, and a classic Tamiya 88. Alright, all original Tamiya kits from the late 1970s, late 1970s onwards. All currently still being reissued every now and then. These are, especially the 88 and the Pak 35-36, definitely Tamiya's bread and butter lines. Okay, so let's have a look at the other side. And on the other side, classic Tamiya. These are the insignia for your soldiers, including SS, alright, shoulder boards, collar tabs, etc. On the back, we've got color callouts for the gun. Overall, dark grey. Overall, dark yellow. Green camouflage splotches. Any kind of camouflage you want. These guns were used in every theatre, so you can paint them almost any camouflage that comes to mind. Okay, and these are your 3 figures, standard 1970s Tamiya figures. I don't expect anything miracle, and this just shows you, you know, how you can use the gun. It can be towed by almost anything that you can think of. Alright, so that's the box. Let's open her up and find out what's inside. Out she comes. Instructions. 1 bag of sprues. Okay, so let's put the sprues aside and let's have a look at the instructions. So, usual caution, warning, this is important kind of thing. You've got 2 sets of instructions. One is completely Japanese, and we will not need those. And the English ones. Alright, so let's fold her out. Okay, so this is old school Tamiya, as you can tell. Copy of the box art. This is a general history of the gun, why it was developed, what it was developed for, how it was transported, etc. Later modifications, adding it to a tank chassis, and the bit I always like about Tamiya, old school anyway, they gave you these. So this is a German infantry anti-tank company. This is how it was normally laid out when it was up to full strength. Shows you the vehicles, what were towed, KFZ 70, 5 centimeter anti-tank gun, the platoons, the whole thing. So if you wanted to, you could work out exactly where you want this gun and its towing vehicle to appear in this company. Alright, so that's really always good to have. Never throw these parts away. You never know when they're going to come in handy. And then we've just got a repeat of the colour callouts, etc. on the back of the box for the gun, for the figures. Here we have a, like it says, position of figures and names of various parts. Okay, so Tamiya doesn't just go, there's a gun. It actually tells you that's the breech there, gun sight case, commander, loader. Alright, tyres, basic colour callouts. These are not Tamiya colours, it just tells you the name. Okay, so this shows you how old it was. This is pre-Tamiya paints themselves. Okay, on the other side of the instructions, we have just got a simple, very, very simple construction. Gun barrel, slide, okay, gun shield, which is 3 parts because this center section goes up and down. Alright, gun mounts, that goes onto the shield. This is the gun swivel and the wheel hubs, the trails, and then the wheels. Very simple, easy construction. Great weekend kit. Great kit for a beginner modeler. Great kit for just about anyone. You know, when you get tired of building your Bronco and your TACOMs and your AFV clubs, something simple like this on a weekend, put together in a little diorama, brilliant. Just allows you to back off a little bit from the intensity of building an AFV kit. Yeah, and then just build something simple. Tamiya kit, you know it's going to work. Alright, so that's the instructions. In a second, I'll open the sprues and we'll have a look at those. Okay, so let's have a look at the sprues. Now there are only 3 sprues in this kit. The first one is your gun barrel, gun shield, gun slide, shells, etc. A few other winding handles, etc. for the gun mechanism. So let's have a look-see. So detail-wise, as far as bolts are concerned, yes, there is some bolt detail, but remember this is a 1970s kit, so the detail is not super fantastic. It is fairly basic, but as far as, like I said, a weekend kit that you can throw together and just give a bit of weathering to, throw it in a diorama, this is not a bad little kit at all. You can spend $10 on this kit, or what have I seen? Can't remember what brand it was. Another pack 40, might have been a Dragon or something similar, for around $45 for basically the same gun. So yes, the detail would be more intense and more fiddly, but sometimes that's not what you really need. It's, like I said, it's a great kit for a beginner. Okay, so shells. So I am already seeing a bit of flash on the mold lines. So this kit is starting to show its age, I think. At least the mold is, most definitely. Okay, so that's the first sprue. The second sprue is, okay, so you've got the gun trails and the wheels and the spade and the bottom gun shield and other fittings. Alright, so let's have a look at those in detail. So there's the wheel. Like, I can't say that the bolt detail on the wheel is fantastic, but it's not that bad. Alright, for a 1970s kit which is ongoing, okay, and I mean definitely ongoing, reissue, this is actually not too bad. But yes, there is, the mold is starting to get tired. I can see flash on the mold lines and on little bits and pieces. So it will need a little bit of a cleanup, but for what it is, it's not too bad at all. And the last sprue in the kit is, of course, the crew. Molded in a slightly different green colour. Okay, so again, these guys are 1970. This sprue is not copyrighted. The other sprues are copyrighted 1975. The facial details are not that bad, but as you can tell, there is a bit of flash around the mold lines and around the top of the heads. So yes, and on the arms, so that will need a bit of a clean up. You do get a few accessories with these guys, nothing overdone. The detail on the crew though, the uniforms, is still fairly sharp. Alright, so as you can tell, there is a bit of flash on that, but overall, not a bad little kit. Even if it is, what did I say this was? Original 75, that makes her 45 years old. So, for a 45-year-old kit, it will still hold its ground. Okay, and that brings us to the end of this review. So, yep, this would be an ideal weekend kit. Ideal kit for a beginner, simple diorama. If you want, they're fairly cheap. A couple of these on a diorama together, yeah, you couldn't knock it, could you? Anyway, guys, I hope you got something from this one. And until next time, as usual, take it easy. I'll see you later.